Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're not playing a game today. That's my big news. That's my exciting thing that we're doing today, is we're not actually playing anything. We are just gonna be having some nice chill vibes. Doing some dev work, because this is what I do in my free time pretty much. I work with a company that I do have permission to show all this off with. Don't worry. I made very certain to get permission. So my day job is not this. But normally when I come home, if I'm not streaming, I'm usually working on projects and things for them, and with them. And I thought, hey, why not get to show that off with my lovely viewers, everybody in the channel. Um, that's pretty much it. So today's not going to be super intensive. I'm going to pop some music on, just I don't know, chill chill vibes off of Spotify. Um, just to have that going in the background, and that's pretty much it. We're not really doing anything big today. We'll just probably mess around with some lighting and things. And do some animation stuff. If you got questions about literally anything, please feel free to ask. I can't show you my code, unfortunately, but I am more than happy to show off anything else, answer your questions, whatever you want to know. It's going to be, as I said, a chill day, just doing some working nice and peacefully away. Not going to be too extensive, but yeah, looking forward to just, vibing out. So today we're doing we are working on a game involving a shark that kind of like hunts you down. So we are going to be doing some animation stuff for that. And there we go. As I said, if you all have any questions, anything you want to know about animation, anything like that, by all means, we'll start back here. And we'll just work nice and peacefully. So the company I work with is called Peppermint Games. That is actually the reason how we got our streamer name is Peppermint, is through association with that. So I'm just gonna make a quick, and we'll just, I don't know, level 1. We don't want it to loop. But yeah, anyway, so what was I saying? Yes, so we're just pretty much being chill about things today. I don't expect us to, get any new followers or people screaming in the chat. But that's fine. If you are watching and you are interested, welcome to the stream. And as I said, if you've got any questions about any of the processes, we do have a game out on Steam that we released a few years ago. Unfortunately, life has kind of got in the way, which is why I haven't had anything new since then. But that's half the fun of it. But yeah, I've been with the company now for a few years now, and we'll just record everything here. We'll transform. So I think the way we'll just do this is we'll just show you. I think we want them to swim out to like here and come back. And we'll put that at like, I don't know, 30 seconds. There we go. We don't want to worry about anything like that with rotation. Yeah, I'm just doing some animation stuff today because our animator is currently sick. And part of, doing indie work is you have to learn how to do a lot of hats. I am a programmer by trade, programming doing game design mostly, so I'm not as good at this as, there we go, some of my colleagues would be. But that's alright. We'll keep it there. I want to have this maybe like a 10-second clip. So come out to like here. And I'm not going to have you... You should be like back here. Whoops. We'll pull you back to here. Okay. So that way you swim out. Good. Hello, Internet Tide. Welcome to the stream. I was just saying to anybody who might be watching, which is probably no one, that I'm not going to be playing the games today. I got permission from my boss to be able to stream some of the dev work that I do in my free time as part of a little indie company. So that's what we're going to be trying off today. And let's go ahead and bring this over so that way we have our shark kind of swim out past the player. Yes, very nice. And then what we'll do is we'll copy this and bring us over to 10-second mark. Paste that. And we'll bring it around. And we'll spin it around like that so it's coming back. That way. These are mostly just placeholders as well. As I said before, my expertise is not exactly animation. So I'm mainly just trying to mock out the ways that we'll have this work when our animator is feeling better. I think for our movement, we'll expose our... I'll put the game down here so that way people can see a little bit easier. Actually, there we go. Alright, this gives you a bit more room to look at. And we have our curves here. I don't want to look at that, so I just want to look at the position. You can see here that our... we're working in Unity, if anyone's worked with that before. And I'm just going to make this a linear one because I can't really be bothered. See how that feels. Again, this is just mocking out how some of our events are going to be. Perfect. So this is our first little shark. Let's get the rotation. Rotation's linear as well, but I'm actually going to, at the 5-minute mark, pull it up a bit. So that way it's not as... We'll pull it down like that. And I kind of want it to be a bit more abrupt on the turn. Our rotation set actually should never be modified, so we're going to remove that. And I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. at this point, we'll have our shark do our 180. Vibe in the music. Yeah, just chill vibes. I'm not really interested in... We'll have it come across, actually, I think. And that way it kind of comes over. So it swims up past you and then kind of swims all around. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. As I said before, we're just doing some quick mock-ups of some animations. I'll probably mess around with the lighting a little bit. And we'll just do, this is Shark 01. I'll just make a quick new folder for our prefabs. Can't believe I didn't have one of those already, but that's alright. Shark animals. And deck 1. So the way this game is kind of going to be working is we have our shark, and as you do things throughout the game, 10 seconds, it's going to be popping up with a bunch of different animations. I know we could do other methods, like have it constantly the scene and just running around you, but this method's just as good, honestly, and it's a lot lower effort, which is really all that I care about. So let's go ahead and get another animation holder in. Zero this out. And we're gonna actually, just so it's easier for me in the future, put our little shark prefab here. Where are we? Prefabs. Yeah. And now I can stay in here and I don't have to worry about anything with this. There we go. You need to rotate this 90. Right? There we go. And where do we want this to start off from? -6? -6 sounds good. Yeah, if you have any questions about any part of the process of game development or anything like that, I've worn a lot of hats during my time, so feel free to ask away. So you know what? I'm going to make this a little bit easier on myself and do a quick script edit. While that compiles, just so that way I only have to add that in the future. Because otherwise that's going to get really annoying. Animator. I didn't get permission, unfortunately, to show you all the code. Code base, but that's alright. I can still walk you through some of the stuff that we're doing and some of the logic here. So we've had one where he comes up. Let's do one where he kind of like swims up from below you. And then like goes off and disappears in the distance. That'd be fun. This is Shark 02. Alrighty. And a little bit of wiggle. There we go. And we're just going to have this come up. Maybe off to the side a bit. Yeah. And then we'll have him come up. Like so. Yeah, that's a good, that looks good. We'll do that at about the minute 30, sorry, 2-second mark. Bring you into line, bring you up, bring you up. Like so. So it kind of like swims up. There we go. Very nice. And then once we get to here, we'll make this another 10-second one, I think. We'll make it a bit longer. We'll go 16 seconds. Why not? 960. We just pull him way off into the distance. And by then, our fog should have made it where he is impossible to find. Good. I think what we'll do is we've got our X there. If I add some like wiggle room here, kind of have him do like a little bit of a swimming motion. Like that. Maybe a bit more drastic. Comes up. Yeah, and then swing back and forth. You'll notice we have extra curves and stuff here because I forgot to disable looping on this animation, which I'll go ahead and do now. Shark 2. Perfect. And that's gone. And the only thing I think we'll have left is I want them to swim upwards at our start. So we'll take us back to here. And we'll just pop them on like that. Then when we go to our spreadsheet, we'll have him back to normal. Yep. So recording. We'll have him up. And then it looks like he actually swims out. And we'll have him on a tilt as well. So this way, swims up. There we go. Very nice. And if we go into our curves again, we can mess around with this bit a little bit more. I want to take our position here and go like that. So in theory, he'll come up and really smoothly start going forward. Lovely. Perfect. And that's our second animation done. And we'll knock out a bunch of these today. All right, and then we can mark this as being 16 seconds. Turn you on. Normally, you'd also see me doing a lot of the animation stuff here, but because, again, we're only handling ever one thing, I'm not that worried about that. Okay, that's enabled. And we'll call this Shark 02. We'll have one, I think, where we do the opposite. So what we'll do for that one is we will go into our animations. And we're just going to delete you. We'll make a new one of you first. Animation holder. That way it doesn't mess around with like any of the values we actually care about in the animation stuff. Put our shark on there. Now this time, Shark 03, and I'm going to copy the properties and put those into our Shark 03. However, our position is going to be positive, like so, and positive like so on that. Nope, wrong one. Actually, I'll just hand animate it rather than doing the math or anything like that for it. There we go. And now we have our third animation. Now you'll notice that it's a bit wonky with the curves on this one. That's because we're starting from negative up here. So what I actually want to do is I want to kind of bring that back. And bring this up. So I'm messing around a bit with our angles, making them a bit more exaggerated. That way we...
I know how hard this is.
I didn't know there was... This thing has no lyrics to it. Alright. Sorry about that. There we go. And see, that looks a little bit better as we come into there. I will just smooth this out a bit. And we'll make this linear. That way we can pull this across. Yeah, it doesn't need to look good back here. That's not my job. Yeah, my job is just to mock out how we think it's going to look. We'll do... We've got a circle one where it comes up. I think we'll do one where it kind of circles twice. And we enable you. I feel like I'm going to get flagged for this on YouTube when we upload it for the music choice. That could be a fun one, actually, like doing a redeem thing of you all getting to override or pick the music. Yeah, I'm not vibing with this. What's a better soundtrack? Chill music for streaming. Okay. Hi, an Undertale soundtrack. I could do Undertale. Thank you for the follow, by the way. It's nice to see you. Yeah, but Undertale. I mean, Undertale is not okay to do, right? I'm thinking because it is a game. All right, whatever. I'll put Undertale on. What are we on to? On to another shark. Yeah, let's have this one like circle a couple times. Oh, welcome to the stream. We're not doing any games today. We're just gonna be nice, chill vibes, doing some dev work. Alrighty. Yep. If you have any questions, or you've ever had questions about game development, I have worn many hats in this industry. So I would be more than happy to answer any questions, anything like that you would have. Otherwise, we're just doing some light work today. Our animator for the company I'm with is sick, so I basically asked, hey, can I stream and pick up the missing bit? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So here we are. What was I going to do? Yes, so I want to have this guy, like, come around. Like that. And that'd be cool. Maybe, like, coming up and then, like, coming down lower. So, like, if we pop him up here. We really need to lock you in. I'm maybe like the 2-second mark. He's up here. 4 seconds to know in front of the player. Then 6 we can bring him around again. 8 we pull him back, and then just... The player can't turn around, by the way, in this, so I'm not worried about all the shenanigans happening back here. we'll drop him down to like there. And then at 10 seconds, we can pull him around here. Ish. Pull him back. 12 seconds, he comes around again. 12 seconds-ish. 14 seconds around, and then behind us again. That's there. So at like a 15-second animation. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so we swim around. Drop down. Yeah, that's good. You might not actually see the guy from up here, so I might take these ones and move them down for that. And if we edit that one, you can probably put in like 1. Oh, right, I have to actually edit the keyframes, don't I? It's been a while since I've done any kind of work. No, I don't want to. Whatever. Let's see. I'll put it there for 1. Bring it across to 2. Across here, and are we on our frames? Go on our frames. And across again. To 1. And that swims around, because the idea is in the game you're going down. Hello, welcome back. You're going down into the depths, so I don't want it to be too far above you, or else you won't see it. And if we put it below, you kind of swim up to it. And there we go. And I think we're just going to make all of these linear, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Let's go ahead and add in our turning. And we can have our shark turn that way. When it's this way. Actually, I do want it to be facing forward there, so it properly turns around. At this one, we'll do -90. And then this one again, we'll do 90. 180. Nope. -180. Oh, is it just 0? Right, of course. And then we'll bring it back around here to -90. And then 180 again. And if we start at 180, and we can bring it around to here to 180 as well. In theory, we should get a shark that swims around. That's not what I just... Yeah, this is Unity. It's mainly what we use just for the full control of it. Why are you doing that? Negative 90. Right. I need to set that to negative 180, don't I? Okay. And then we'll just put this to 180 there because we'll swing around like so, like so, like so, and then on our last frame, 180 again. That should have fixed that issue. Yep. Good. Let's go ahead and lock this into our prefabs. I want to do maybe a couple more. So the way that this works is I have in the scene a bunch of what I'm calling just decks. So you get like 5 possible events out of all of them. There'll be some duplicated ones, and then as you trigger the shark, it pulls it from there. That way, I don't have to worry about the player getting bored or seeing the same thing over and over again and all that stuff. I'll do one more for this one, and then we get to use our big boy. Our Mega Shark, which I'm very excited for. Because if this is our regular shark, don't replace that. Hey, and that's going to be a real big one swimming around. I have a lot of fun with that. But for now, we'll do our another one. Animation holder. Big shark. It is a big shark. And that reminds me, I need to go into my animations real quick. Also, hello, Indigo. Because these are all set to loop, and I don't want them to loop. And I think I forgot to set a timer on... Yeah. 16. This animation... Yeah, I'm just blocking out the animation so that way when our actual animation person is no longer sick, they have an idea of what we're going for in the project, and they can pick up from there. Not a lot of work, which is why I'm just kind of chilling doing that with you guys here. Yep, nice and easy. Also, hello again. Hello, Torch. So we'll do our small shark for this one. I think just a nice, quick... Because we have our first one here, right? Where we come across. So I think we'll do that with the second one and just have that one, but from the other direction. So we need our Shark 05. And we'll just do a quick 10-second animation for this one. Yes, I do. This is not what I do for my day job. It is what I do for my funsies. Working with a little indie company who I will link in the YouTube video when that goes up. We have a game on Steam if you like horror. It's mostly the vibe that I think we pretty much always go for. We'll bring it from over here, I think, for our... Wiggle that. And then at our 10-second mark, I want it to be like over here. But I want to be fast, so I think there, and about 9 seconds, it'll be up here. So this means that slide. Means that I need to put this a lot smaller. I could make this like a 6-second one, actually. A nice quick little shark moment. Yep. And then when we're back here, we'll move it 60. We'll move it further back. And here at 300, we'll move it further up. Actually move this back another second to 4 seconds. And see, let's see how that looks. Oh, much better. Yep. Much better. And just to make sure we are fully off the screen, it's really going to come up from next to you, and I think at 3 seconds, I think here we'll bring it up a bit more. So it kind of comes across nice and quick. There we go. Do I need to do rotations for this one, everybody? I don't think I do, but we will anyway. Let's make sure that lines up properly. Hello, cartoon. Yep. I'm not doing the game today. I'm just doing some little dev work. Ugh. Don't like that. Have that come up like that. And then we can have that come around. Or do that. That's fine as well. It's not my job to fix all that. It's only my job to get these into the game. And that was, what we say, was a 6-second animation. Lovely. And that's our first deck done. It's good to see some people, so I'll just give a little spiel that I did earlier in case anybody missed that. So yeah, this is not my day job. Obviously, I don't stream full-time, but I also don't do dev work full-time. I work in my free time with a little indie company called Peppermint Games, which is actually where I got my name from. I did get permission for that, don't worry. And I figured, hey, let's have a bit of a chill day. Maybe show off some of the stuff that we do. I can talk about the game dev process if anyone's interested. If any of you have done any kind of indie work before, you know that you are usually wearing a lot of hats, so I am fairly familiar with every part of the industry to some degree. So I'm happy to answer any and all questions that you might have. If any of you are interested in getting into game design or anything like that. You've been doing video. Oh, that's fun. What engine? Coder. I do not like doing art. I am fully, if I could wear one hat, it would be programming. Keep me in the basement away from the windows and let me program the whole time. I'm skipping this song. But that's all right. What engine are you using? So in deck 2, I think the strikes can get a bit more aggressive. So at this point, we are doing what Unreal Engine. It's I forgive you. It's okay. Not all of us can use Unity. I've tried Unreal before. I've tried Godot. I've done a lot of them. I like Unity. I like how much control Unity gives me, and it makes sense to me. Funny enough, I also like RPG Maker. If you 20 times, hey, that's not bad. That's a pretty good number. If if you want to get into game development and you have a good idea of like logic and all that, how that works, RPG Maker, you can get free trials for it, and it's a really good starting point, honestly. Yeah, that one and well, I would not say get RPG Maker Unite. That's built in and for Unity, and a lot of stuff can be awkward with it if you don't know what you're doing. It's more of a higher end stuff. Yeah, not sponsored. This is not sponsored. Nothing here is sponsored. Except for by my company that I work with, Peppermint Games. Go look at us on Steam. We have a game out. It's been out for a while. It's been out for a very long time. When did it come out? I'm just going to check, actually. Let me look up Steam real quick. When did our game release? Yeah, it's like $3 Australian. It's not a lot of money. It came out in 2022. It's also not abandoned. We are still working on it and doing updates for it. So hopefully this Halloween we'll have something else out. We did a big update for it a few months ago. What's it called on Steam? It is called Ashen Will. We just did an update for it, but I don't remember when that update came out. If you update history. Oh yeah, October 31st last year, right? We it's basically a walk around. Yeah, that's the spelling. Good, you found it. Walk around collectathon type thing, and we redid a whole lot of back-end stuff last year, which is another reason why it's been a long time since we've released anything. Is that sort of stuff takes a lot of work to do. But yeah, it's like a few bucks. It's fun. It'll give you like a couple hours, hopefully, of enjoyment. Whatever. You don't have to get it. I was joking about the sponsor bit. You don't need to get it. What was I going to say? But yeah, so this is pretty much what I do in my free time. Is I'll get back from work a few days a week. I stream, as you all know if you follow me. And if I am not doing that, oh, you are too far forward. Then I'm usually working on stuff like this. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. If you have discipline problems, like, I mean, look, I have ADHD, obviously. I'm online, I'm streaming. Obviously, there's something there. Finding which is, well, hey, that's good. Thank you. Numbers are always good. We like to see the numbers go up. If you have, issues with like discipline and all that, it might not be the best industry. But like, it's a very rewarding one, especially being a programmer. I think I don't want to say it's more rewarding than being an artist, because everyone has their own, things. But I like being able to look at everything and go, hey, I can see it working and I know that I made it. So for that respect, it's very nice. All right, we're going to start this one all the way out in the distance. And we'll have him swim and then like just duck around the play at the last second. We're at -90. What for game development in the gaming industry? Oh, do you mean like discipline? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, very much so. Look, it's deceptively difficult. I don't want to, sugarcoat and be like, oh, it's the easiest job in the world, because it's not. It's not the worst job in the world by any, like, definition. Alright, we'll have this guy swim at you over like 5 seconds. And then up to here, I think. Then over to here and swim off to the side. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice one. I like that animation a lot, actually. I think I'll do one on the other side. What was I going to say? What's that? 7 seconds? Perfect. Turn off you. Deck 2 sharks. Animations are good. And we'll drag you in for our Sharko one. But it is a very rewarding industry to be in, and it's not like it's particularly expensive. If for right now, if I want to make a game on Steam, it's $100 US. But that's largely the only real expense, right? Like, obviously, you know, time and payroll and like all that stuff, and if you have other people working for you, or if you commission stuff or like anything like that, obviously that all goes into it. But like, Unity's free, right? Unreal is free, Godot is free, all those are free. RPG Maker is not free, but it's like a 60-day trial or whatever, so like you can make something simple in that. And then once you do that, it's all up to you. Blender's free. Blender's what most people would use for animation, and for modeling. Let's go ahead and -90. Drag this one out. So, in terms of actual like cost sync and all that stuff, it's not the worst thing in the world. And it also, you know, does help that you can do it in your free time. If you are working on your own project, you are beholden to yourself. Now, you can be your own boss with it very easily. It's the amount of resources that are out there is really good. It's a really good industry if you kind of just want to learn. The forum and communities are generally great. What did we say? 5 seconds? I think we'll get this guy a little bit closer to you. Like, really charging at you. And then a really abrupt turn here. And then up to the 7-second mark. Alright. This one's really going to speed at you. See, you shouldn't be turning here. Why are you turning? Okay. Actually, no, I want to put that on the other frame. Yes. And like, it's also not a super... Okay, Unreal is very intensive, hardware-wise. I wasn't expecting him just to stop like that. Why did you do that? I don't want to curve there. No. Okay, so that's not quite. So Unity has a certain peak that you reach, which is like $100,000 something, right? Last time I checked. It does not take a royalty fee. That is a very specific thing that was like put out there. It has, as best to my knowledge, been removed. And it's also on specific versions. So I normally work on 2019. I'm on 2022 right now because we're working with a high def render pipeline, which lets us do like really fun fog stuff. Yeah, why did you stop? I mean, the easiest thing to do would just be go back here and remove those keyframes. Yeah, if I delete those. I don't know about Unreal's licensing policies. I haven't looked into those, to be honest with you. I'm gonna make these both linear as well, because I just want a smooth run past. Yeah, there you go. But no, it's not actually nearly as bad as you think it would be. And like, look, if you're making, if you're selling $100,000 worth of your product and you've made a game like that, a small fee is not going to make that much of a difference, at all. It just isn't. So like, you don't need to worry about that. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, high def render pipeline. I'll show you that actually. If we go to our, I'll go to our descent scene. High def render pipeline lets us do things like cool fancy lighting and bloom and all sorts of stuff. Yes, there are, and like yes, you can do that with post processing. I just realized I've hotkeyed all my stuff to the keypad. That's fun, but it also lets us do like gradient lighting and stuff like that, which I need to figure out why my shark's being weird. And the main reason we have this is if we go down to the bottom of the ocean, we can do volumetric lighting, which is really cool. And you can also do it based off of zones, which is the other thing, is when you're doing like regular post-processing, it's a little bit weird. But here you can actually see we have our individual zones and things. So if I go to like the base of our floor, you can see there's that really nice creepy like 7th generation. It's not crazy. It really isn't. It's volumetric stuff, which is not really bloom related. I'll just hit play for a second to show you. So you can see if I, turn it off. That's basically it. It's mainly to get that physical fog effect. More than anything else. But I'm not going to keep going in that scene. Because I don't know if I can show you that or not. I would have to check with my boss. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and make our threat one. Where's our game? We'll put our game back here. There we go. So one of the things that we do have in the game is we have our little shark. And we have a mega shark. And one of the bits that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm going to go ahead and get that in there now, is we will have a bit where the shark is coming at you, and this guy just comes from the side to chomp him away, which is a bit I'm really looking forward to doing right now, actually. So we need to get this guy out at the distance, all the way back there, and we'll have him swim at you, so we'll need our animation. We'll put this in a different folder, because this is technically a different level of event. And we've called it nom. So one of the things I do like, I do like about Unity is everything's kind of there. It doesn't have a built-in model or anything like that, but everything's very easily accessible. I think it's more accessible than some other programs. But yeah, so over the course of 5 seconds, yeah, We'll wiggle you back. At 5 seconds, we'll have you at the player. So where do we think a good spot is, chat, for our shark? I think kind of like here, right when you realize it's not going anywhere. Maybe. And then we have this guy. He comes in right about there. This guy comes in and just... like right there. And then over like... maybe he... I think maybe he like meets him like here. So he comes up, grabs, and then... Yeah. I like that. I like that. So then the shark... maybe, yeah, shark one's a little further back. And then by this time, shark one is right about there in the mouth. And then we can just simply take it forward a frame and disable you. So shark comes up. We'll delete those frames. So it's coming. Yes, and then it's going to be here. We can actually go back to here and pull it back to submit. So it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, and then bam, another shark comes and eats it. And at 7 seconds, the shark is now over here. So it comes up. Let's move this back just a frame. And he eats the guy. So that way. And then he swims off into the distance at 8 seconds. And we'll have him going down. Like so. Global down. So he comes up, grabs him. Actually, tell you what. We'll have him go like that. And then he'll start going down at 9 seconds. At 10, we'll have him go even further down. And he's gone. So let's go and take a look. So we have our shark approaching. Our big guy comes across. And what I want to do is I actually want to take our mega shark position. Because he comes up like that, and then he comes across. And we're mainly working with Z. So I actually want to take that like so. And we can take our rotation as well. Like so. And we can actually pull this out a bit more. Like so. And then he's down. And all the time, if we look at our position, he gets further and further away from us. Don't want to go past that. So we'll still stay at 10 seconds. And we'll just pull that up as well. There we go. That looks good. Let's see how it plays out. Big shark approaching us. Bigger shark eats the small shark. And shark disappears. Awesome. We will make sure that overrides the camera so it's locked on. This is a 10-second clip. Unity with good. That's fair. That's fair. I never got into Roblox, honestly. It was never a vibe for me. But that is completely valid. And we'll go back to our prefabs. We'll put this on deck 3 because deck 3 is only going to be ever this guy. It's a special event that now you can die at any point, pretty much. And we'll just call that Sharko 1 for the sake of our naming conventions. Right. I think that's pretty good. We'll delete this. So I got a couple more animations to put into the second deck and make the next couple decks. This has actually been bugging me. I'm going to do a little bit of quick code. There you go. Because right now the logic's a little bit weird for how it actually kills you. So now I'm just going to have it as an actual trigger versus like all the detections and hands and all that stuff. Because it's dumb. But yeah, so hopefully you'll enjoy this little bit of snippet of what the industry is like. It's not really much because I was talking the whole time and just kind of acting chill. Normally I'd be having music blasting and just be a lot more flat out, but no, that's me. And yeah, if any of you have any questions about practices or like starting points, anything like that, this is going to go up on YouTube a little bit later. Feel free to comment on that. Please comment on that and ask your questions. And we'll probably do, I don't know, would you like to see some more of these in the future? Just chill out vibes like this, seeing what things are up to. I'd like to do more of these, I think. Get people looking at it, seeing what's kind of behind the scenes, discussing stuff. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. We'll call it here. I hope you had an interesting time. I hope you had a fun time. I hope you learned a couple things, or at the very least got some of those creative juices flowing. And until next week, I hope you all have a great day.